All right, welcome to a Psychology and Stuff short. I am your host, Ryan Martin, and I'm here as always with my co-host, Georgina Wilson-Dundress, and our intern, Kelsey. How's it going, everybody?
Going well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So we have been talking about mental health days, right? And whether or not we take them. This is in prep for our upcoming episode about athlete mental health with Alan and Joe from the Sport, Exercise, and Performance Psychology program here at UWGB. Georgina, what about you? Do you take mental health days routinely?
So if I'm being honest, I'm going to say no, I don't take whole entire mental health days. And sometimes I think that would actually negatively impact my mental health. I think it's more stressful for me to take a whole entire day, whether it's mental or physical health related. I'm just not great at taking whole entire days off. But I do think that I try to take time every day that is intended to improve my mental health. Like I'm a huge meditator. I wake up very early in the morning and I spend about a half an hour meditating and setting my intention for the day. And so I feel like although I don't take a whole entire day for mental health, I feel like I do things that are definitely targeted at my mental health. What about you all?
So that works. And thank you for being honest with me, by the way. I appreciate that. Kelsey, how about you?
I somewhat the same. Normally I do try to section out pieces of my day. Lately, I've had such a stacked, wow, words are hard, stacked schedule that it's been difficult to take time for myself, whether it's to just be alone and decompress, be with my boyfriend and decompress, be with my family and decompress, whatever. But I actually had the ability to do this yesterday, which would have been a Sunday, where I just did nothing all day. And I gave myself permission to do nothing all day. And I hadn't had one of these days in about 2 months. So it was long overdue, arguably. My boyfriend and I binged the entire Squid Game series. And even though it was a heavy show, it brought me so much joy to just sit and do nothing. And I remember after we were done, I just told him, like, thank you for just doing nothing today with me all day. And it was great. And now we're back at the grind and I'm feeling good. So I definitely think that taking time, whether it's a full day, a couple hours like Georgina in the morning or night or whatever, I think it's important to take that time out for yourself and give yourself permission to actually relax and enjoy that time. Because if you're only, if you're not actually present in that moment, then you're not really going to benefit from having that time off. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I think I'm like Georgina in more ways that it is more stressful to imagine taking a day off in some ways for me, that I think I spend the days just sort of noticing like the things I'm not getting done. I am very, very, very to-do list oriented, sort of schedule oriented, in both my personal life and my professional life. And so, at the end of my work day, I transition into like my personal life, but that is still to-do list oriented. It's take a kid here for activity, take another kid here for activity. While they're doing activity, go through these things, get this home responsibility done, etc. That said, I do think that I build into my to-do list and into my schedule some things that are very good for me and my mental health. So I enjoy running quite a bit, exercising in general, but especially running. I do so every day. And that is it is partially for my physical health. It is more for my mental health. Same thing, I'm very careful about what I eat from a nutritional perspective, and it's partially for my physical health, but it's more for my mental health. And I'm pretty good about keeping track of those things and monitoring those things. And frankly, in some ways, the whole to-do list aspect of my life is about my mental health. It's about sort of organizing my life in a way that is comfortable for me, so I'm less likely to feel overwhelmed, and so on. So not quite, I think, what a lot of people think of as a mental health day or mental health time, but I think it works for me more often than not.
And I think it's so important, the two things that you all brought up about like giving yourself permission to be present and also making it a priority. And if like making it a priority means you have to write it down in a to-do list to make sure it gets done, those are definitely intentional ways to care for yourself mentally and physically. And I think that that's really what a mental health day, hour, 10 minutes is all about.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a really important point, is that in my scheduling of my day and my week and all of that, I am actually very careful to include as much in my schedule about taking care of myself and my family personally as I do my work, that I have separate to-do lists for those things. I don't neglect either of them. And that is part of making sure I'm taking care of myself, is that sort of regimented approach that I have. This is all a teaser for our upcoming amazing episode with Alan and Joe from the Sport, Exercise, and Performance Psychology program. Really excited to talk about athlete mental health, the importance of taking care of yourself, and more. Make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for listening.